Before this video starts, I would like to make a little announcement that all of these photos and images are not from me and all the characters belong to their respective companies, but the storytelling and the editing are made from me. Until then, enjoy the video.
Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger with Kizuna Five. The story begins in the world of Kaikokutopia, where the 6 members of the Kizuna Five team, Togo, Nagale, Emily, Shuji, Tsukasa and Tenri, stumbled in an unknown planet where they come across the Gokaigers, Marvelous, Joe, Luka, Don, Ahim and Guy, who are battling against a monster named Combined Combatant 50, leading a remaining group of Goman sailors to invade this planet known as Nibiru until they were forced to retreat. As the Kizuna Five team approaches the Gokaigers, as they were amazed that they are meeting their predecessors of Super Sentai history, Togo explains to Marvelous that he and his team were battling against the Zetsunders back in Bansutopia until they were called upon by a strange voice as they were sent to Nibiru to investigate. But Marvelous doesn't pay attention as he only seeks interest in the Kizuna Five's powers, as they haven't seen a team like that before, especially Guy since he's a big Super Sentai fan. Tenri joins the conversation as she explains that their powers come from bond energy, that claims to be the universal power source that governs all of creation in the entire universe. This made the Gokaigers interested in their powers, as they believed that it may be greater than the greatest treasure in the universe, as they began to transform back and started to attack Togo and his friends to steal their bond energy, as they inserts their bond plates into their Kizuna braces to transform into the Kizuna Five team to battle against the Gokaigers. Togo against Marvelous, Nagale against Joe, Emily against Luka, Shuji against Don, Tsukasa against Ahim, and Tenri against Guy. As the Gokaigers use their ranger keys to transform into Goziu Wolf, Boon Blue, Oni Sister, Hachi Oger, Hiramai Pink and Zenkaiser to gain their upper advantage against the Kizuna Five team. They perform their finishers as they use blank ranger keys to steal the Kizuna Five's bond energy and transfer them into those keys to become the Kizuna Five ranger keys. When Togo orders the Gokaigers to give them back their bond energy, as they refuse to give them back to him and his friends, Marvelous challenges the Kizuna Five team in an intergalactic treasure hunt to see if they find a special kind of treasure known as the Bansu jewels hidden somewhere around the entire planet. If the Kizuna Five wins, they'll get their powers back, but if they lose, then the Gokaigers will keep them and leave the Kizuna Five powerless. So now Togo and his friends accept the Gokaigers' challenge as they change into adventurer outfits to begin their adventure in Nibiru to search for the jewels, as the Gokaigers watch over them in the Gokai Galleon in the sky until they were attacked by the repaired Black Galleon, as Combined Combatant 50 is piloting it to knock the Gokaigers out of the sky. As the Gokaigers jumps off from the Gokai Galleon, as they witness Combined Combatant 50 use his revival powers to bring back the fallen generals of the Zanyuk, Insarn, Bosco, Sally, Damaras and Barizorg, as spirits to assist him to get their revenge on the Gokaigers, as both sides began to battle each other. A few moments later, Togo and his friends continue to search for the jewels as they manage to go through dangerous obstacles like booby traps, dangerous alien creatures and mystical illusions to prevent them from finding the jewels, but they manage to conquer both those obstacles as they continue looking for the jewels. Meanwhile, the Gokaigers are having a difficult time facing against Combined Combatant 50 and his revived generals, as they couldn't do any damage to them since they are only spirits. This made the Gokaigers test out the Kizuna Five ranger keys as they Gokai change into the Kizuna Five team and perform their finishers to defeat the revived generals. But they would return back due to Combined Combatant 50's abilities. As the Gokaigers have no idea how to defeat the revived generals without having Combined Combatant 50 to bring them back to life again, Tenri can sense the Gokaigers struggling as she predicts their future and tells her teammates that they wouldn't survive for much longer. So now Togo began to run off on his own as he tried to help the Gokaigers defeat Combined Combatant 50 without his powers. As Combined Combatant 50 and his revived generals were about to destroy the Gokaigers for good, Togo jumps in as he tries to protect them, but quickly gets beaten down as Combined Combatant 50 tells Togo that he is foolish for protecting the Gokaigers after they steal their powers from him and his team. Togo tells Combined Combatant 50 that even if the Gokaigers are acting like pirates, they are still part of the Super Sentai legacy as they form many bonds with several teams of heroes before them. This make Marvelous impressed by Togo's recklessness and bravery as the rest of the Kizuna Five members shows up to help Togo and the Gokaigers defeat Combined Combatant 50 and his revived generals. As Marvelous and his crew decided to call off the treasure hunt and give Togo and his friends back their bond energy to restore their powers, both teams began to transform into the Gokaigers and the Kizuna Five team as they perform their roll calls and work together to take down Combined Combatant 50 and his revived generals. Togo and Marvelous against Combined Combatant 50, Nagale and Joe against Verizorg, Emily and Luka against Insarn, Shuji and Don against Damaras, Tsukasa and Ahim against Sally, and Tenri and Guy against Bosco. As the Gokaigers and the Kizuna Five team managed to take down the revived generals for good after Marvelous and Togo weakened Combined Combatant 50 a bit to prevent him from reviving them back. The Gokaigers use the Gokai Galleon Ranger key to activate their cross-armor mode and Guy use his Gold Mode Ranger key to activate his Gold Mode to join the Kizuna Five to perform their finishers as they summon the Victory Kizuna Buster. So now the Kizuna Five team and the Gokaigers combined their finishers to perform the true Gokai Kizuna Scramble to defeat Combined Combatant 50. But he manages to barely survive their attacks as he runs back to the Black Galleon and summons dark versions of the Gokai machines to form the Black Gokai-O to destroy both the Gokaigers and the Kizuna Five team. As the Gokaigers summons the Gokai Galleon and the Gozyu Drill to form the Gozyu Gokai-O while the Kizuna Five teams summon their Kizuna Beasts to form the Maximum Kizuna Kaiser. Both teams pilot their robos to face against Black Gokai-O, but they were quickly taken down as they see that this dark version of Gokai-O has proven to be even more powerful than they expected. But the Kizuna Five team doesn't give up as they tell the Gokaigers to embrace the power of their new form bonds. This made the Kizuna Five team and the Gokaigers to summon the Guardian of Nibiru as they tell them that they have unleashed the bond energy's greater power as they give Togo the Gokai crossplate to combine pieces of the Maximum Kizuna Kaiser with Gokai-O and Gozaiyujin. So now Togo used the Gokai crossplate to combine both robos together to form the Kizuna Gokai-O, with Truststorm, Promise Striker, Unikong and Love Mariner being the arms, legs and wings, and the Gozyu Kizuna Kaiser, with Gozaiyujin's arms and legs, as the Gokaigers and the Kizuna Five team now having the upper advantage to take down both Combined Combatant 50 and Black Gokai-O. The Gokaigers and the Kizuna Five team pilot their robos to perform their finishers called the Gokai Kizuna / as they finally defeat Combined Combatant 50 for good and Black Gokai-O gets destroyed. As the Gokaigers and the Kizuna Five team thank the Guardian for helping them defeat Combined Combatant 50 and giving them the Gokai crossplate to combine their machines together. The Guardian explains that he was the one who sent the Kizuna Five team to Nibiru in the first place to prevent the Zangyuk from returning as they figure out that they were searching for the Bansu jewels as well to bring back the entire empire. Just then, Togo looks down at his hand as he finds out that the Gokai crossplate was actually the 6 Bansu jewels to begin with as they sense their heart and courage for looking out for each other as it was. the reason why the Guardian showed up to assist them. After the Guardian bid farewell to the Gokaigers and the Kizuna Five team as he continued his duty to look after Nibiru, Marvelous tells Togo that he and his crew will bring him and his team back to their dimension as a reward for helping them retrieve the Bansu jewels and saving their lives from combined combatant 50. So now the Gokaigers drop the Kizuna Five team off to their home dimension to continue their fight against the Zetsunders as Marvelous and his crew return back to their dimension to continue their journey across the cosmos for new adventures and treasure to discover.